Hi everyone. Today is July 23rd, 2018. It's Monday. This is the reading of the week, and I just wanted to do a quick reading on what's playing out. The first card that was pulled is the Four Swords. In the upright position, the Four Swords means rest, passivity, and quiet time. It's usually what it comes up after there's been a long and difficult battle, and the battle has been won, and there is a need for quiet time and just allowing the body to recover. In its reverse position, the timeout message is reinforced, meaning that it's telling you that if you're feeling obstacles in your way, if you're feeling that things are not working out, that this time that you can take to rest, go into your inner world and meditate will benefit you, especially when some of the circumstances that you're dealing with are out of your control. And there's more a need to surrender to events rather than to resist. So this is a message to find peace, to use this time in a positive way, to use this time to rethink, and probably marks changes in relationships. It might mean having to come to terms with changes that are happening outside of your control, especially if it deals with someone you're living with, a partner or potential love. So it's asking you not to fight it, not to resist the changes that are coming. And since the card that further defined this message was the Four of Wands, and the Four of Wands deals with celebration, happiness, and particularly with home life and domestic affairs. If you're finding yourself in some difficult situation that's bringing your home life out of harmony, that there's been maybe a lot of friction, arguments, not being able to see eye to eye, not being able to move forward from confrontations that you seem to not be able to gain ground on, that it's asking you to step back and not to fight, to maybe be able to allow things to flow and to take time to really rethink maybe your position, maybe your place in it, maybe how you've been dealing with it, because obviously we can't change other people. There's always this tendency for us to think that we could change the other person that's involved in what's making something not work, and we can't do that. After a while, we have to look at ourselves and see what can we change within ourselves that might be able to move things forward, or maybe it's just accepting that things are going to be as they are. If you're not in a relationship right now with somebody and this person has not approached you, or you feel like there is something lost, or you desire to have this connection, it's sometimes good to take time for yourself and allow that person to take time for themselves as well. Let them work on themselves. This is a time for you to work on yourself. If there's something that you've been thinking of doing, some way of moving forward, some projects, creative ideas, it would be a great time to start to think of those new projects, new ideas, and start to work on yourself. Because sometimes we're here to do something. We're guided, and when we're distracted in relationships, and constantly consumed with thoughts of the other person. We're not living the life we're supposed to live. We're not moving forward in some of the agreements we made when we came into this life of things that we're supposed to be doing in the way that we serve others, we serve ourselves, we serve our community, our families. And so this rest period should also include meditation, introspection, looking at yourself, improving yourself, and start to work on those projects that have can give you a passion and a love, because I think a lot can grow from that. This is a beautiful time to work on those ideas that you've had. And maybe up until now you were too preoccupied with ideas of love, relationships, and that has distracted you from what you need to do, because as soon as you get on the right path, then abundance comes in many ways. But you must first start with what it is that you're supposed to be doing, and do that, and do it with a lot of love and desire and commitment. On a different note, the Four of Wands could mean that during this rest period, really try to do things that celebrate your life, try to enjoy yourself. It's a time to work on things that give you confidence, that give you vitality. Look at your work, look at your home, see what it is that you would like to do. If you've been wanting to put down roots in a certain area, this is a time maybe to work on that, work on community, work on yourself, work on issues that are relevant to your community, get involved in social events. Start to connect to things that your talents as well, and work on that. See if there's a way that you can express your gifts and your talents in the world, because this brings an idea of celebration as well. And if you're not in a relationship at all, it could also indicate that during this rest period you could actually meet somebody that is connected. That there's a heart connection, that there's love and affection that can come from this. But it generally says, the two cards together for me says, go into your quiet, go into your inner silence and start to open yourself up to everything that brings you joy, and not to focus on the things that have not been working up until now, to a little bit more of a surrender energy needs to be done here. So the next card is the Ace of Swords. This is a beautiful card for new beginnings. It also assures you of success, making the right decisions to move you in the right direction. So, this is great if the whole part where we're discussing for you to connect to your gifts, your talents. This is a time to start creative projects. It's really a great card to say that whatever that you're doing, whatever new beginnings and decisions you're making, there's going to be a lot of help to help you manifest these things in a very successful way. This card also gives us clear thinking. It comes with a lot of energy to do what you need to do, whether it's in any way that you need to fight for what you need to make these projects to come to be successful. You'll have that energy, and it's very imminent. These changes are very imminent. So as soon as you start to surrender and really focus on yourself, a lot of success can happen for you. It also gives you some advice, some direction that it's important right now not to be abrasive, but more mindful as to how you relate and treat other people. It also will help you in terms of relationships to triumph over past obstacles so that you can get what you want. And for me, this is about surrender. This is about not pushing things, but to allowing things to unfold. That's the way you will triumph over your past obstacles. And to further emphasize this idea of victory, the Six of Wands came up. The Six of Wands is about victory. It's about having left on a journey, having had a battle, met with your enemies, confronted, and come back victorious. So this is reassuring us that if we take more of a gentle, softer stance, not to fight, not to push, allowing the other person to have the space they need, whether it's someone we're about to meet, or there's someone who we've met that is not in our lives anymore, or a relationship we're already in and things are not looking, there's a lot of friction, that taking a step back, going into our gentleness, and to work on ourselves is the best way. So the best way to victory. And if you've been through a lot of difficulty, whether it's at work, career, projects, something legal, it's telling you whatever you've done up until now, your hard work will finally pay off. That things will go in your favor. This card also can signify that if you follow the direction of being more passive and less aggressive, in terms of if someone is looking to walk away or has walked away, the best thing to do is to let them go. Or if you've been in a legal battle and you've been pushing, the best thing is to step back. Because this card is going to bring you the support you need, is going to allow you to see things unfold in your favor. You're going to be able to bask in the glory and celebrate the outcome of this card. And if it's a relationship, there will be a possibility that by taking a step back and not pushing, you give space for the other person to approach you and to declare their feelings as well. Sometimes that's all they need, is to kind of like regroup and start to figure out your importance in their life without you having to push for it. All around, this card is good news in all aspects of life, be it love, property, education, work, decision making. The next card is also a great card. We got a lot of aces on this spread. This one is prosperity, property, and new beginnings. Again, another card that's indicating there will be new beginnings. There will be money, prosperity coming from whatever you're going to start, whatever you're deciding. When I mentioned new ideas, creative projects, whether you're writing something, whether you're working on a craft, continue to do the work, continue to work on yourself, and these new beginnings that you're placing the seeds will come to a beautiful harvest later. So trust yourself. You have a lot of higher help. The hand is coming out of the cloud, and it's indicating that you have higher help as well. This card predicts happiness, contentment, that you will get what you desire. It predicts prosperity. It means money coming to you quickly. Whether you will win it, or whether you will show a way in which you can achieve it. And this starts this new beginning is a time to receive precious gifts or opportunities. You'll start to get offers that will help you maximize your potential, and you can use to build your future. But it's a very auspicious card for success in all things, especially in money. And if you've been looking to have establish a solid foundation and bring stability into your life, this is a great card that shows you that you will receive the abundance you need and the abundance you deserve. The next card is a Queen of Wands. Usually when the queens come up, it could be an actual person that's coming into your life or is in your life. She's her sign is Pisces or Aries, so that's water or air sign. And Pisces is water and Aries is fire. So this is in terms of a person coming into your life. This person is extremely creative and focused, someone who's sociable and supportive, intensely loyal, self-aware, extremely intuitive, loves nature and animals. This could be ringing a bell in terms of someone you might be relating to. Or it could be, as an influence, it could be that whatever ideas you have will flourish. It's encouraging to fire up your enthusiasm, to express yourself. It's telling you to make time for the things that are important and the opportunities that will be coming your way. But it's giving you the strength you need and the relationships that you also need in order to be successful, whether it's romance, friendships, family, professional contracts. And the card is saying, step into your power. So for me, when I see this card right after everything I've said, I really believe it's an influence. It's saying that you have the energy of the Queen of Wands to move everything in the right direction and to really trust yourself and have the courage to move forward in whatever it is that you've been wanting to do, and let all the other things in terms of relationships to have its own unfolding at this point, is to allow those things to rest for now. And the next card that came up was the Four of Cups. Every time I see this, I always see this as someone who's not happy. Things haven't turned out his way or his or her way. There's a little bit of discouragement, being slightly bored or unenthusiastic, and keeping an eye on the three cups that are sitting on the ground and not seeing the opportunities that are coming. With the Queen of Wands having come up before and two aces that came up before, in order for you to take advantage of all these new beginnings and these new opportunities that are coming, you really need to pay attention. You really need to pay attention. There's something coming, opportunities are coming, and you're not seeing them because you're too focused on what you don't have, what has not worked. So it's really important for you to flow, stay alert, stay in your positivity, so that you can start to see all of this help coming, all of these synchronicities, signs that are coming to assist you, because there is all of these aces that are in the spread is saying that you're having a lot of higher help, whether it's from your guides, from the angelic world, from your higher self. You're getting a lot of help, and so pay attention. And interestingly, the next card that comes up is the Page of Cups. Usually it's a messenger of love, that there's going to be an offer of some kind. So the Page of Cups is about social circumstances, good company, a lot of fun coming up, bringing good news in terms of the emotional aspects of your life, relationships, children, finances. It could also be that, to your surprise, a new potential partner could be coming into the picture. Now, love is once more on the horizon, so maybe you're focused on somebody, but there's someone new coming in. It's telling you to be wise about your choices in terms of romance, if this is something that comes in. In terms of an influence, this card favors imagination and creativity. It's also a good card that shows you will do well with new projects and opportunities. And it's a great card if you've suffered periods of insecurity and doubt, that the page assures you that all will be well and good times are ahead. And finances are also favored. So this could be, interestingly, while you're focused on yourself and doing these creative projects, it's an energy to help you there, or it could actually be a new romance coming in to help you deal with the other person that you've been focused on up until now, not stepping in, not realizing your worth. Maybe they needed to take time to do that, but at least you can move forward if you want to. You'll have that opportunity. And then again, once again, we have another ace, Ace of Wands. The wand is covered in leaves. It's very abundant. It's again about new beginnings. There could be a new enterprise. There could be a new move in your career. There could be travel involved as well. Again, an auspicious card for all aspects of your life. It predicts new beginnings in enterprise, invention, anything related to work or projects. It's an extremely great card to have for creative work. It's a great card for inspiration and giving you the information you need on how to, what to do next to move your concepts forward. So this is a great ideas card, to give you the energy you need to move all your creative projects forward. And if you were thinking of travel and adventure, this is telling you this is a good time to do that. So there's some great cards so far in this spread. And usually when I see some of these cards, I would think it's about love and relationships. The Four of Wands is great for that. The Page of Cups tells you that. Even the Six of Wands and all these aces. But somehow I feel that this has to do with, from the way the first two cards came out, and they usually tell me how the essence of the reading, it's about putting yourself first right now. Because when you do that, when you succeed in the projects that you have been thinking of doing, if you start putting your energy there, and you start really walking down the path that you're meant to do, then everything else starts to fall into place. There's a lot of abundance that comes when we start to meet the agreements we made before we came into this life. The next one is the Page of Pentacles, and this is about talent and money and messages related to that. Again, it just seems like it has to do with this being a great time to start working on your creative projects, and because this reveals progress as well as adventure in any auspicious new beginnings, which is what we've been talking about all along. It says here it's time to nurture your skills and abilities. It's good news concerning finances, any kind of business you wanted to travel, any kind of new things you wanted to study, or if you wanted to travel. It's also telling you to look at all your projects, to look at your finances, to just be sure that you're being cautious, not overspending, putting your investment in wise, well thought out places. Just to be very diligent in practical affairs, to double check any arrangements or agreements you make. Make sure that you don't overextend yourself and don't like spread yourself too thin. Make sure that your plans are realistic. And pay attention to your finances and how you're investing and what you're investing in. The next card following this is Judgment, and this has to do with the past and second chances. So here again is telling you, is reminding you that you need to make an assessment of where you've been, start letting go of the past, awaken to your possibilities now, work on what you can do now, that because this is a time of putting things in the past behind you, and it ushers in great changes and opportunities in the horizon. So you don't want to miss that. You need to get in alignment with that. Because the only way these changes can come and opportunities is if you can put your past issues to rest by addressing them and simply coming to a harmonious resolution within you as to where these past difficulties belong, and just kind of work through them, do forgiveness, maybe reframe how you're looking at the situation, maybe see what part you have in it and move forward. Keeping in mind that a lot of times judgment is telling you that you could have judged yourself in your past actions and attitudes, maybe sometimes unfairly, maybe too harshly, maybe not seeing clearly how you've acted. So it's allowing you the clarity also to see yourself, to see where you've acted in integrity and did the best you could, and where you haven't, to be able to learn from these experiences, to accept yourself fully, and allow yourself to move forward. This card also could be telling you that if you start moving in your life path and what you're meant to do here, that you're going to receive a lot of praise. You will achieve greatly, and that you will be recognized in the public eye as well in terms of what you're doing. The Judgment card also predicts a spiritual awakening for some of us. And if you're saying to yourself, I don't know what my calling is, I don't know what my gift is, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing, this is a time where you will start to figure that out. You'll start to understand where your path is. You're going to start to explore your potential. You'll start to learn about yourself, and you'll start developing yourself, especially as you connect spiritually with your guides and your angels. There's a lot of guidance on your path, and your confidence and wisdom will grow under the influence of this card. And interestingly, that part that we're saying in the beginning, that in relation to love having to be put on hold, this card also says that this will give you a time to assess all the aspects of love in your life and allow them to shift to a new phase. That reconciliation can happen if the relationship was a worthwhile relationship to start with. So this is very interesting because it also means that there could be someone from your past reappearing in your life. And I've been hearing that a lot for a lot of people, that in terms of relationships, old flames, old people who you've been with that you felt were soulmates and somehow the relationship didn't work out. It could be that now, after a long period of rest and allowing the relationship to, not resisting what was actually playing out, that there might be a restoration, that you might be reapproached by somebody from your past. But remember that what you need to do, the minute you start to move into your life, work, the reason you're here, the creative projects you're meant to do, then everything starts to move in the right direction in terms of love, intimacy, and relationships. So the last card that came into the deck, into the spread, is the King of Pentacles. This is a generous man. If you're curious, the signs are Aries and Taurus. Aries is a fire sign, Taurus is an earth sign. And if you're trying to connect to who this person can be, this could be someone that it might be coming into your life because it's going to assist you, and it's going to be a benefactor coming in, or it could be a love interest as well. Either way, it's a good partnership. It's a man of influence. But just to give you a little description, he's a hardworking person, well off, reliable, generous, supportive. Security is important to him. He likes to be in settled relationships. He's a protector and likes boundaries. So this could be someone that is resonating to you, for you, that you want this person to come back into your life, or it's a new person, a new romance, or a new benefactor or partner in whatever that you're deciding to do. And as an end note to everything that we've been talking about, the King of Pentacles predicts that conflicts that have come before will be resolved, and in relationships offers security and loyalty. So overall, it looks like this is a time for us to go and inward, to work on our craft, our talents, our skills, our projects, to start to trust that there is a great energy for new beginnings right now, that everything that hasn't worked in the past, this is a time to assess what hasn't worked, why hasn't worked, and make changes within ourselves for future, for our own future, for the way we relate to others. To forgive if there are people who have hurt us, learn from those experiences. A lot of these experiences with people who have hurt us, they teach us exactly what is it that we want or don't want in life, or want or don't want in another person that is sharing our lives with. So we can learn from these experiences. Sometimes the people who come into our lives teach us something that weren't balanced with. And only through an intimate relationship, you were in deep exposure to someone else's way of being, can you learn from that. So take the good of what the relationship showed you, learn from it, and then move forward. Because by moving forward and especially in doing what you're supposed to do, especially walking your path, doing the things that you love. If you don't know what it is, just think of the things that you love to do and do that. And there's a lot of higher help, there's a lot of guidance, and there are benefactors, there's new love. Everything that you need will come, but first it starts with you doing what you need to do, you working on yourself, and you trusting, having the courage and the belief in yourself that you can be successful, because the cards are all saying that if you do it, you will be successful. That's today's reading. I will try to do another reading before the lunar eclipse on Friday. Thank you. Bye.